In a region plagued by political upheaval, violent conflicts and economic instability, one country stands out as an oasis of stability: Morocco. From the Arab Spring to civil wars in Libya and socio-political crisis of Algeria and Tunisia, North Africa has been a hotbed of turmoil. But Morocco has not only survived, but thrived, maintaining its stability and influence. But how does this happen? How has Morocco avoided the fate of its neighbours? What exactly makes Morocco so different? Is it geography, politics, or something else? Today, we'll uncover the secrets behind Morocco's unique stability in one of the world's most volatile regions. Once again, I have a humble request for all of you to please subscribe to this channel. A lot of effort goes into making these videos, but due to a lack of active subscribers, many videos don't get the reach they deserve. So please do press the subscribe button. Morocco's geography is one of its most powerful assets, shaping its history, culture, and resilience over centuries. From acting as a natural fortress to serving as a vital link between continents, Morocco's unique location has been instrumental in its stability and success. Its terrain and positioning have protected it from foreign invasions, fostered economic opportunities, and established it as a bridge between Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Let's begin by discussing Morocco's most notable geographical feature, and it's none other than the Atlas Mountain range. Stretching across the country, the rugged Atlas Mountains serve as a natural barrier. These mountains have historically shielded Morocco from southern invasions emanating from the Sahara Desert. Their high altitudes and treacherous passes make them difficult to navigate for large armies, providing Morocco with a protective wall against potential threats from the south. To Morocco's southeast lies the vast and inhospitable Sahara Desert, another natural deterrent to would-be invaders. The harsh climate and difficult terrain of the desert have historically discouraged large-scale military campaigns and ensured that any incursions from the south were limited in scale and frequency. Morocco's unique position also gives it access to both the Atlantic Ocean in the west and the Mediterranean Sea in the north. These waterways not only buffer the country from conflicts, but also connect it to global trade routes. Similarly, at its northern tip, Morocco controls one side of the narrow Strait of Gibraltar, which separates Africa from Europe by just 13 kilometers. This strategic choke point is one of the busiest maritime routes in the world, connecting the Atlantic Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea. It has also made Morocco a gateway for commerce, migration, and cultural exchange between Europe and Africa for centuries. Similarly, Tangier Medport, one of the largest and most advanced ports in Africa, handle millions of containers annually and connects Morocco to 170 ports worldwide. It is a vital hub for trade between Europe and Africa, reducing shipping times and costs for goods travelling across continents. Furthermore, Morocco's close proximity to Europe has allowed it to build strong economic and diplomatic ties with European nations. Goods, people, and ideas have flowed across the Mediterranean, enriching Morocco's economy and cultural fabric, while fostering deep connections with countries like Spain and France. And this is why Morocco's unique identity is a blend of Berber, Arab, African, and European influences, making it a cultural crossroads. Now, geography is just one of the factors contributing to Morocco's stability. Its rich and resilient history has also significantly contributed to its stability. Morocco's story begins with the Berbers, the indigenous people of North Africa, who have inhabited this region since at least 10,000 BCE. For thousands of years, they adapted to Morocco's challenging terrain, mastering mountain and desert life. In the 1st century CE, Morocco became part of the Roman Empire, with cities like Volubilis serving as important outposts for trade and governance. However, unlike other Roman provinces, Morocco's mountainous terrain meant that much of the Berber population maintained autonomy, resisting full Roman control. In the 7th century, Islam spread to Morocco, transforming the region culturally and politically. The Idrisid dynasty marked Morocco's emergence as an independent Islamic state. Under the Idrisids, Morocco became a center of learning, commerce, and culture, solidifying its unique identity within the Islamic world. In the 11th and 12th centuries, Morocco's influence reached its zenith under the Almoravid and Almohad dynasties. The Almohads created a vast empire that stretched from the Iberian Peninsula to modern-day Libya. During this time, Morocco became a hub of architectural, scientific, and cultural achievements. Their decline began after major military defeats, particularly in Spain, and they lost control to the Marinids. The Marinid dynasty ruled Morocco till mid-15th century, followed by Wattasid, Saadian, and finally the Alawite dynasty. This Alawite dynasty has ruled Morocco since the 17th century, playing a critical role in maintaining the country's independence. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, while much of Africa fell to European colonization, Morocco's geographic and political strategies allowed it to resist full colonization until 1912, when it became a protectorate under French and Spanish rule. But even during that time, the Alawite monarchy maintained symbolic authority, rallying the people during the fight for independence. Morocco regained independence in 1956, emerging as a constitutional monarchy. Since then, its leaders have balanced modernization along with respect for tradition. King Mohammed VI, the current ruler of Morocco, has implemented reforms that blend modernization with Morocco's historical and cultural identity, solidifying the country's stability in the 21st century. Let me shed some light on some of the economic initiatives that have contributed massively to Morocco's stability. Compared to Algeria and Libya, which are heavily dependent on oil and gas exports, Morocco has successfully diversified its economy, reducing its reliance on volatile industries like oil and gas. Instead, Morocco has focused on building a robust, multifaceted economy that includes agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and renewable energy. If we talk about natural resources, Morocco holds around 70% of the world's phosphate reserves, making it the largest exporter and the third largest producer of phosphates globally, after China and the United States. Now, phosphates are a key ingredient in the production of fertilizers, which are essential for enhancing soil fertility and ensuring healthy crop growth. Without phosphate-based fertilizers, it would be challenging to produce enough food to sustain billions of people. This phosphate sector is a cornerstone of Morocco's economy, contributing to around 3% of its GDP and employing over 21,000 people directly. Another important sector in Morocco's economy is agriculture, which employs over 30% of Morocco's workforce, making it another cornerstone of the country's economy. The fertile plains of northern Morocco, such as the Garb and House regions, produce crops like citrus fruits, olives and cereals, which are exported to Europe and beyond. Morocco also has abundant marine resources due to a big coastline along the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. Morocco is also one of the world's top exporters of sardine fish, accounting for approximately 50% of the global sardine market. Along with sardines, it also exports other fish and seafood such as mackerel, octopus, and shrimp. The fishing industry is a vital sector in Morocco's economy, contributing around 2 to 3% of the country's GDP and employing over 170,000 people directly. In 2022, this sector generated an estimated $1.9 billion in exports. Coming to renewable energy sources, Morocco has abundant sunlight, particularly in the Sahara region, making it an ideal location for solar energy projects. The Noor Ouarzazate Solar Complex, located in the Sahara Desert, is one of the largest in the world, producing enough energy to power over 1 million homes. Morocco's Atlantic coastline offers excellent conditions for wind energy generation, with wind farms in regions like Tarfia and Tangier. Morocco is aiming to generate 52% of its energy from renewable sources by 2030, reducing its dependence on imported fossil fuels. Morocco is blessed with breathtaking landscapes and rich heritage, which makes tourism a key pillar of its economy, attracting millions of visitors annually. Unlike Algeria and Libya, which have stricter visa requirements and fewer tourism agreements, Morocco welcomes millions of European tourists each year, significantly contributing to its GDP. The country's diverse landscapes, from the Sahara Desert to the high Atlas Mountains, appeal to adventure and cultural tourists alike. With its vibrant cities like Marrakesh, Fez, and Chefchaouen, Morocco offers a perfect blend of ancient history, bustling souks, and stunning architecture. Tourism constitutes around 7% of Morocco's GDP, providing jobs and income for millions of Moroccans. Furthermore, Morocco has invested heavily in becoming a manufacturing hub, particularly in sectors like automotive and aerospace. The Tangier automotive city has turned Morocco into Africa's largest car exporter, with factories producing vehicles for global brands like Renault and Peugeot. Morocco has also become an important hub for manufacturing airplane components by collaborating with major international companies such as Boeing, Airbus, and Safran. These collaborations involve the production of key aircraft parts, including fuselages, engine components, wiring systems, and landing gear, which are assembled in specialized facilities within the country. This collaboration has positioned Morocco as a competitive player in the global aerospace aerospace industry, generating billions in revenue, creating over 20,000 jobs, and contributing to the country's economic growth through the export of high-tech components. So in a nutshell, Morocco's economic model is more diverse and stable compared to other North African countries because of following reasons. First is its good relations with European countries. Second reason is its lower dependence on oil. The third reason is its greater focus and investment in the manufacturing and agriculture industries. Now let's delve into Morocco's diplomatic strategies and how they have helped the country maintain its stability and strengthen its global standing, despite being in such a volatile region. Unlike Tunisia and Egypt, which have struggled with inconsistent foreign investments due to political instability, Morocco's pro-business policies and stability make it a preferred investment hub. Morocco's proximity to Europe has made the European Union its most important economic and diplomatic partner. The EU accounts for nearly 60% of Morocco's trade and is a major source of foreign direct investment. Morocco has attracted European automotive giants like Renault and Peugeot, which have set up factories, making Morocco Africa's largest car exporter. Morocco's agriculture sector benefits from special trade agreements with the EU, allowing it to export citrus fruits, vegetables, and seafood with fewer restrictions. In contrast, Algeria and Libya, with harsher climates and less agricultural focus, rely more on importing food rather than exporting it. Strong EU ties mean Morocco has visa-free agreements with Schengen countries, boosting tourism and economic exchanges. Morocco also plays a critical role in managing migration flows from Africa to Europe, and because of this, it has earned favour of both Spain and France, resulting in strong diplomatic position for Morocco. Similarly, if we talk about Morocco's diplomatic strategy in Africa, its reintegration into the African Union in 2017 also marked a significant step in its strategy to assert itself as a leader in Africa. Morocco has invested heavily in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly in banking, telecommunications, and infrastructure. These investments have strengthened its influence across the continent. Morocco is spearheading projects like the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline, which aims to transport natural gas from Nigeria to Europe, passing through West African countries. Morocco has also positioned itself as a mediator in African conflicts, such as its role in peace talks in Libya. Similarly, despite being geographically separate from the heart of the Arab world, Morocco maintains a strong presence in Middle Eastern affairs. Morocco enjoys close ties with Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, benefiting from financial aid and investment in return for political support. Morocco also chairs the Al-Quds Committee, advocating for Palestinian rights while also maintaining diplomatic relations with Israel, a delicate balance that underscores its diplomatic finesse. In 2020, Morocco joined the Abraham Accords, normalizing relations with Israel. This move strengthened its ties with the United States while opening up economic opportunities, particularly in tourism and technology. Another interesting fact here is that Morocco was the first country to recognize US independence in 1777, and this historical relationship continues today. The US supports Morocco's stance on the Western Sahara conflict, which is a key diplomatic win for the kingdom. So Morocco's balanced foreign policy has earned it respect on the global stage while insulating it from the turmoil that often destabilizes its neighbors. However, no nation is without its struggles, and Morocco is no exception. Despite its stability, the country faces internal challenges that could threaten its equilibrium if not managed carefully. One such example is the Western Sahara conflict, which remains Morocco's most pressing geopolitical issue. The Western Sahara conflict is a territorial dispute over Western Sahara, a region in northwest Africa, primarily between Morocco and the Polisario Front. Morocco claims sovereignty over Western Sahara, citing historical ties, while the Polisario Front, supported by Algeria, demands the establishment of an independent state. This conflict has led to periodic tensions with Algeria as well. Morocco has responded by proposing a limited autonomy plan for Western Sahara, gaining support from major allies like the US and several African nations. Similarly, on the economic front, despite industrial growth, unemployment among young people remains high, particularly in rural areas. Rural regions, especially in the Atlas Mountains, often lack access to quality healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The disparity between developed urban centres like Casablanca and less developed rural areas creates socio-economic tensions. But the government has launched initiatives like the Green Morocco Plan and the National Initiative for Human Development to address these disparities. The Moroccan government is actively working to address these internal challenges, demonstrating that Morocco's stability is no accident. Instead, it reflects a strategic mastery of balancing geography, politics, economics, and diplomacy. While neighbouring countries grapple with turmoil, Morocco's unique blend of tradition and modernity continues to distinguish it as a model of resilience and progress. What do you think? Can Morocco sustain its stability in the face of rising challenges, or will it eventually succumb to the pressures of its region? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more geopolitical deep dives. Take care.